All right, coaches. Today we're going to talk about something that we see all the time, specifically in that 10U age group, but even a couple of years past. You can see it in the 12-year-olds. And I'm going to start by explaining when we're small and our parents start to play catch with us. It looks like this. You just toss the ball, and so you learn to catch with your palms up. So we see it all the time with players where when they'll get a ball thrown right at them, they catch it like this. And they inevitably end up catching it with their throwing hand because that's up on top. And so their bare hand catching it. It's just their default way of thinking about how to catch because that's what they first learned. Somewhere along, you got to learn how to switch it up. If you think about your catch radius, meaning everywhere that your arm can reach, and you turn that into a circle. If you were to divide the circle in half this way and this way, these three sections, your glove is never like this. It's only in this bottom section where you're ever going to want your glove turned. And if you get into playing first base, there's even parts of that section where you don't want it. So it's a very small window where you're ever actually going to want to catch like this. So what do? How do you break that habit? So we've come up with a drill. It's kind of a, what do you call it, can jam?
It's like can jam, except without a frisbee and a little bit more of a gangster bucket.
Sure.
All right.
So it's real simple, and again, this is just keeping it fun, coming up with a fun drill to just break a habit and create a new one. And it just looks something like this.
Yep.
So you let the player get ready, and then you just start tossing. And their brain is just, by default, it's this. This now is the only way their hands can be. Up. There's none of this, so it's this. So it's just redirecting their brain to think about how to catch.
Yep.
Right? And then once you go through that, an evolution of that is you can get into these Velcro discs. What are they like? You can get them at the store like $10 or something?
Yeah, Amazon. These ones are called Reach Volley, but you could just Amazon these and find them for a couple bucks.
Because one of the things we found too is like, it's almost like a fear defense mechanism where they will default back to what they were first taught. Right. And so if you can get them to know that they're not going to get hurt, the ball's not, it's a tennis ball, no big deal. And they don't even have to bother about trying to catch it, just receive it. You can just
get stickier ones.
Yeah. Actually, these tennis balls are not made for this. You can get fuzzier ones that actually stick better.
Yep.
But you get the point. So you just get the kid to start playing, and they learn soft hands too, because look, you have to receive the ball, and then the ball sticks. And then they're starting to feel success with this technique of catching.
And that's the whole thing with this sport. In the field, not so much, but up at bat, if you fail 7 out of 10 times, you might be the best hitter on your team. So embedded into this whole sport is failure. And on top of that, it requires a ton of hand-eye coordination. And although it looks like someone's just catching a ball or swinging a bat, there's actually a lot of very fine points that go into that. So something that looks big and broad, but actually has very fine points is very difficult to learn. And so you want to keep kids engaged and make them feel successful, like Coach said. And so these are just drills to develop that hand-eye coordination, have fun, and then progress them so they feel successful along the way, so they're more likely to stick with the sport because they actually like it.
Absolutely.